Welcome back to Good Morning KU. I'm Sydney.
And I'm Andrew Collins.
And this weekend was actually a pretty exciting weekend with the opening of the Winter Olympics.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun out in South Korea.
Yeah, did you get a chance to watch any of the events?
A little bit here and there. Been catching a lot of news about it.
Yeah.
An interesting story, a very inspiring story, in fact, out of Canada. One of the Canadian snowboarders won a medal 11 months after a near fatal accident where he broke 17 bones.
Do you know how the accident happened, or was it?
Well, he was snowboarding up there in British Columbia and was in an accident where it sounds like there was just some kind of error he made where he crashed and he rolled down the mountain, and he nearly died. But he survived it and came back and won a medal.
And only 11 months later, is that what?
11 months, yes.
That is wild. That is quite a comeback.
That is an unbelievable comeback, for sure.
I don't really watch the Winter Olympics. I don't get a chance. I'm more of a Summer Olympics kind of, the swimming, gymnastics, basketball.
Yeah, boxing.
Yeah, everything seems to be a bit more lively and fun, but.
For sure.
Speaking of basketball, actually, did you get a chance to see any of those trades that happened last week?
I heard about the Cavaliers.
Cleveland.
They had a big trade.
They traded a lot of their team, and everyone was wondering, how they were going to be, and they came out last night against Boston, and they were scary. They looked like a whole different team. Like the pre-trade versus post-trade roster was
a lot of growing pains.
Yes, and last night, KU alum Paul Pierce got his number in the rafters for the Celtics, which I thought was really awesome, and the ceremony was super intimate and sweet.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine having that happen. You do a sport your whole life, and then you get your number retired. How many people get to have that?
It's not like that's something that just anyone gets to be,
Yeah.
It's more rare. But they mentioned the field house, and they mentioned KU, so it was just a really awesome, sweet moment.
It's great to be mentioned.
Yes, great to be recognized for the greatness in Paul Pierce. But yes, so it was nice. I heard you got in a scary situation this weekend with the weather.
Oh yeah, I was on my way from Topeka, from my mom's house, and it started freezing rain, freezing mist, and it got so bad that I made it about 5 miles out of town, and lucky me, I couldn't see out of my windshield anymore. And it was at 8, 9 o'clock at night.
That is scary.
Yeah, it was frightening, and I couldn't go any faster than 60 miles per hour without the tires slipping, so I had to slow way down, and everybody was zooming by me going about 80.
Oh my.
It was frightening, but I had to stop, scrape the windshield, it kept going.
Oh my gosh, so your windshield was freezing over. That is quite the situation. And of course people are speeding by you, not worried about the freezing rain. But I guess later we'll hear about how the weather's supposed to turn around and get a little bit warmer and no more freezing rain this week.
Oh, thank goodness.
I know.
Thank goodness, I can't wait.
It'll be way nicer. Won't have to wear my beanies to class anymore to keep my ears warm.
I noticed that. Yeah, you had the beanie on. That's because it's freezing cold outside right now.
Yes, too cold. It was rough getting up this morning. I didn't want to go to class at 8 a.m.
Well, anyways, we will be back with an interview next.
Shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you. Your identity for life. The University of Kansas. A great place to be you.
Welcome back. I'm here with Angel from the Odyssey.
Hello, it's good to be here.
And I was just wondering, so what is the Odyssey and what does that entail?
Okay, so Odyssey is basically this online news publication, and you can find it at theodysseyonline.com. And basically, it's just It's mostly geared towards millennials and college students. Graduates still can join, but basically every community, or most communities around the nation, most colleges around the nation, they have a community of Odyssey writers, and basically it's where students can apply first to be creator, and then it's just where they're able to write articles on a weekly basis about a variety of topics, like things they're passionate about, movie reviews, poetry, like the possibilities are endless.
Okay, so how do you get involved, or how did you yourself personally get involved with the Odyssey?
Well, I was actually a transfer student from Wichita State, and I was a writer for the Odyssey down there, and then when I transferred up to KU, you know, it was such a good experience that I didn't want to have to leave it behind. So I did some research to see if KU did have an Odyssey community, and we did, but it wasn't revived. Like, they didn't have editor-in-chief. They were looking for editor-in-chief. So, you know, I spontaneously applied for the position, and now here we are 1 semester later, and I have a team of 18 wonderful people, and we're still growing. So
you do get to like communicate with the community in person. It's not just a solo online type.
Yes, definitely. So I keep track with them through a group me, but we do meet up in person. We have meetups. If they need help with writing articles, they reach out to me. But I'm always in constant contact with them because I'm the one that checks the articles. I make sure they get it in on time. And if they have a situation where they're not able to, they reach out to me. And, you know, it's a good bond.
Okay, so if students are interested in, let's say, getting involved, where would they go, or how would they be able to apply?
So like I had mentioned earlier, we do have a website. So they can go to www.theodysseyonline.com. And basically from there you have the home page, but you can also go to Create, which is a tab in the upper left-hand corner. So
I think we have the website.
Right, so you can go to Create, and then this is where it asks you to sign in, but since you don't have an account yet, you would click to apply to be a creator. So once you go into that, you have 2 options, but the one you want to do to be a part of KU's community is to apply to a community. The other option is if you want to write solo. But now that you click on apply to a community, you go to the community section and you will scroll down to find the University of Kansas, which should be at the bottom. I believe it's alphabetical order. And then everything else is pretty self-explanatory. You can fill in the information. And what's pretty cool is you can start off as a creator, but you can also apply to be a contributing editor. You can apply to actually create videos or post photos instead of just write articles.
So there was 2 applications. So what were the difference between the community and the creator, you said?
Yeah, so the community, you would be under KU's community, so like your articles, your page views will count towards our community. But the other one is actually a new option that Odyssey has been working on, and it's just kind of a solo write, so you publish articles kind of on your own accord. So it kind of resembles more of a blog post, I would suppose.
So it's kind of more, you don't have a deadline necessarily?
Right, you don't have a deadline. No one's really in charge of you. No one edits your article. You're kind of just doing it all on your own. But that's kind of in the testings right now. So we're seeing how that works out.
Awesome. Do you have anything else to add?
Basically, I definitely encourage college students, if they have the time, to sign up for it, just because not only, you know, it adds more to your experience, to your resume, but like just being able to, you know, publish your work on a national writing platform, especially at this day and age, is a pretty prestigious and impressive thing to do. And not only do you gain that experience, you also get to communicate with someone, and it's just that that ability to be able to work with others and, you know, get things done on a deadline, but be able to feel proud of what you've done is a pretty big thing for me.
Yeah, that's awesome, and definitely a resume booster for students.
For sure.
But well, thank you for being on with us.
Thank you for having me here.
Stay tuned for the news after the break.
Welcome to Downs Hall, home to 545 men and women residents, both upperclassmen and freshmen. Downs Hall opened August of 2017 and has state-of-the-art features for students including study rooms, a brand new dining hall, laundry rooms on each floor, always ready to be used, an abundance of parking, although it could cost you a windshield, a full kitchen, and many other features that our residents love. Downs. Come sign your contract today.
Welcome back, I'm Christian Hicks.
And I'm Lindsay Bozzoni. This is your Good Morning KU News Update. A Russian passenger jet crashed on Sunday morning near Moscow, killing all 71 people on board. Russian authorities do not know the reason for the crash, but say that the cockpit recorder has been recovered. The flight lost radio contact minutes after takeoff, and pieces of the plane and bodies were found less than 25 miles from the airport.
Wichita State University is defending its decision to host a new private K-12 school on campus. The school will be funded by the Koch family and is expected to feature innovative ideas and non-traditional classrooms. Critics of the plan say that a public school or a public university should not be the site of an exclusive private school.
In some good news from the battle against opioid abuse, the maker of OxyContin are cutting back their sales staff and will no longer promote the drug to healthcare professionals. Purdue Pharmacy is taking a proactive approach to the avalanche of lawsuits related to the opioid epidemic.
In sports, the KU men's basketball team lost again this weekend to Baylor. Falling behind by as many as 13, the Jayhawks cut the lead to 2 points late in the second half. Baylor then closed the game on a 22-8 run to win 80-64. With the loss, KU fell to second place in the Big 12 Conference. KU will play at Iowa State on Tuesday.
The women's team lost 72-52 to Oklahoma on Saturday night in Allen Fieldhouse. The Lady Jayhawks have now lost 10 games in a row and will head east on Wednesday to play West Virginia.
The softball team traveled to Florida and won 5 of 6 to open their season. Playing in the Stetson Leadoff Classic, the Jayhawks split with the College of Charleston, defeated Akron twice, and host Stetson once. KU will be in San Antonio, Texas this week for the UTSA tournament.
And that will wrap it up for today's news update. After the break, Julie will be here with the forecast for the week. Please keep watching.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. I'm Julie Cullen, and let's take a look at your forecast for today. It's pretty chilly outside. We're at 20 degrees right now, and it is mostly sunny. We have a slight breeze out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking at our hourly temperature for today, we're going to have a slight warm up to 37 degrees at 3 p.m., and then we're going to head back into the upper 20s this evening. Looking at our extended forecast, we're going to have a beautiful warm-up, hitting our high of the week at 67 degrees on Wednesday. It's going to be a beautiful Valentine's Day. And then we're going to have a slight cool down on Friday, but then get back into the upper 50s this weekend, just in time for the KU game. Thanks for joining us on Good Morning KU. I'm Julie Cullen, and we'll see you next time.